I'd like to welcome Steve Phillips from Zappi, a member of the ESOMAR Foundation also, and he'll be discussing about a great topic, an important one, and that's sustainable ESOMAR and how ESOMAR can really help drive the research forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully you saw the keynote this morning all about what's happening with the planet. And you saw that, as Torsten said from the European Space Agency, we're on a planet that is burning, it's polluted, it's flooding. And he made an appeal. He made an appeal that we should all do something together to make this planet better. So what ESOMAR has decided to do is get behind that appeal and to try together as an industry to do what we can to make the planet a better place. So there are two key elements to this. The first one is that we're going to try and get our own house in order by reducing the industry's carbon footprint. So what we can do as companies is to work out what our carbon footprint is, work to reduce it, and what we can't reduce, we will try and offset. So that's the first thing, to get our own house in order. The second thing is that we know consumers. We know consumer behavior, we know consumer mindsets, we know what they're thinking, and we can provide that information to NGOs, to governments, to journalists, to students, to academics, so that they and the whole industry understands where consumers are coming from and can make the right policy decisions to make us push us in the right direction. So what I'm hoping we can do is we're kicking off this today. We'll be doing announcements through ESOMAR. We will be pushing a pledge for each company in the supply side of the industry. We'll be talking to clients about clients getting behind this pledge to try and get us all as an industry to net zero. And we'll be doing that over the next months, and years. What I'm also doing is asking for help. We need people who are also interested and passionate about sustainability to get on board, to help us, to help come up with new ideas, to take that thinking forward, so that we as an industry can do what we can do to make the planet better. So what is step one? Step one is we're kicking off the ESOMAR Net Zero pledge. So this is a pledge for agencies to, first of all, calculate your emissions. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we can give a lot of help and support and advice on how to do that calculation, what calculators to use, and how to understand what your impact on the environment is. Once you've understood that impact, you can start looking at how to reduce it. So from a Zappi perspective, by far our biggest emissions are related to travel. And so we've pushed to try and reduce travel as much as possible to reduce our carbon footprint. It's not possible to eliminate it entirely yet. So the next thing we're trying to do is to offset what we can't reduce. So we'll continue to try and reduce over time, but also offset whenever we can. Now, offsetting, if anyone knows this area well, is fraught with opinions about how effective the offsetting market is. So again, what we'll do is we'll work together and share information, advice, and ideas about how to make that offset as effective as possible. And then what we'll also do is make sure we publish all of our emissions. And we'll publish them partly to make sure everyone is open and honest about what they're doing, but mostly to learn from each other. So I'll hold our hands up in the air. We at Zappi are not the cleanest. We do travel too much. It's important that we know it. We can benchmark against other people, and then we can try and improve what we do over time. So that's the journey that we've taken on. And then hopefully what we'll do is we'll have companies around the world coming together to calculate our emissions, to share that information across the industry, to help us all improve the situation, and then over time we'll get to that net zero goal. The second thing we can do is an ESOMR library. I seem to have lost the slide, but never mind. It's an ESOMR library. So this is the idea of having access to the brilliant work that's already being done. So if you're doing work on sustainability, on the planet, on understanding climate change, on consumer opinions about climate change, then what you can do is talk to your client, or the client can suggest it, and once that research is done, post it online in an ESOMR library. And in that way, we can get all of the brilliant thinking from across the industry in one place. And then ESOMR will engage with NGOs, with the world of academia, with journalists, with students, so that everyone across the world has access to the best insights about what people think about the planet and climate change. And that should provide a really important resource for both governments and businesses and NGOs and policymakers to help them make the best decisions possible to improve the planet. So I think in those two ways, as an industry, we can first of all eliminate as much as possible our impact on the planet, and then we can play a role in trying to improve the planet through policy, through engagement with people who are making key decisions. And then finally, once we've done those two things, and we're kicking them off right now, I think there will be other areas in terms of sustainability that we want to make action on. And hopefully as a group we can come together to discuss those ideas, to come up with different ways of improving sustainability across the different nations that are represented within ESOMR. And we as researchers who are always curious and interested and entrepreneurial can come together to make a genuine difference. And I think what was discussed earlier about what business is about, which is people, planet, and profit, we can still be interesting, exciting, innovative, and profitable businesses, but at the same time, we can help manage the planet and be good to our people, and hopefully all make a genuine effort to improve the world situation. So that's what we're hoping to kick off. If you're interested in joining in, please get in touch either directly with myself, Ilya, come over to the ESOMAR Foundation booth, which is on the other side, and together we can hopefully make the planet a better place. Thank you.